Okay, guys, what's happening? I am going to give Grimestreet one more shot. I've done a couple videos with this deck, so definitely check out parts 1 and 2. I don't remember if I have a third part out, but I've been working on this deck for fun for quite a while since the Brawliseum that happened before Across the Timeways came out, and I fiddled with a lot of versions of this deck. This is like the 5th version of this kind of build, and I like it a lot. It's kind of a pet project, so it's not necessarily something that I think is tier one. But if you're looking to have some fun and also kind of balance that with some fun games and good interactions, then I highly recommend this deck. So it's based off of Grimestreet Outfitter, Painter's Virtue, Hourglass Attendant, Overlord Runthak, and they essentially pump the guys in your hand, and then the guys that you want should already be something that creates some value. So like Creature of Madness is obviously a staple in Standard. Rock Skipper is a fine card for eliminating early aggression. Things like Zilliax can become a problem very quickly, so I know like nobody plays this version of it pretty much, but if this gets pumped in your hand even just 2 times, it becomes a big problem for people, because then it's a 4/6, which becomes 8 attack, 16 attack, 32 attack over the course of a couple of turns. I like Hourglass Attendant a lot because a lot of times it either becomes a must answer threat, or it gives the guys in your hand a humongous bump over the next couple of turns. There's a lot of value in stuff like Nightmare Lord, Plucky Paint Fin. There's a couple minis in here, so like Nostalgic Gnome is something I'm testing. I'm not sure if it's good. First time I've actually tried playing it. Tigress Plushie, I adored this card. Fantastic card. And then there's just other value, like Toy Captain is amazing. Nomelia is great by herself, but if you pump her a little bit, then she can just clear a board very easily. And then there's stuff like Anachronos, Talon, which just draws you your highest guy, which is going to be either the Factory Assembly Bot or maybe Anachronos. Factory Assembly Bot is also something that I haven't played before and I want to test out in this, partly because it's got the miniature version, which is great, but also because it summons another guy, which could help kind of swing the momentum back in my favor for a game. So not going to hit too much more in terms of explanation. The other card that I'm trying in this version that I haven't tried before is Volleyball. I'm not sure if it's very good. I might cut down to a 1 of, but I'm at least trying it to see what kind of effect it's going to have on the game. And that's essentially it. So this is the 5th iteration of Grimestone that I've tried. Boom, boom. Let's give it a go. And I normally like to get a good, 5 or 6 games in at least before I start messing around with stuff and changing card slots around. I feel like that's a big trap that people fall into a lot with testing decks. Is they play like a game or two and they're like, oh, I got to change this. I didn't like this, and it's like you got to get as much data as possible, get as much information to be able to make those decisions. So, okay. So one of the other reasons I'm trying this deck again with another iteration is that there were some updates to cards today from Blizzard. I'm recording this on the 13th, the day that it came out. So first thing I did was think that when they lower power level in some areas, then it probably increases the power level of the things that didn't get nerfed. So some people would think that that means that the Paladin cards or whatever other cards that didn't get some nerfs are just worse and not worthy of it. But I think that probably just kind of brings everything to a more level point. So I'm going to see how this goes and see if it has any better shot now that the metagame is a little bit different and more fair. But let's see how this goes. Demon Hunter had, I think, a couple nerfs. It at least had Battle Fiend go from 3 health to 2 health, which I think is very relevant. I don't think I want Rock Skipper yet, so I'm going to hold that back for now. I'm going to go Painter's Virtue next turn, probably followed up by Overlord, and hopefully that draws me 2 more minions in the time that it takes me to do that stuff. Of course. Seems like this is the minionless Demon Hunter version, based on what I've seen so far. That's pretty good. So let's do this, get that guy out the way. And And then hopefully... Oh no, there's my target for Overlord. Overlord's what, a 4/7 now? Yeah. I like Overlord a lot. On the surface, he seems a little underpowered. But normally he will kill a guy, pump your hand, and then either become something they need to use removal on, or he'll just... or he'll eat up some more minions by my opponent attacking back, or me attacking again with him. I usually get at about 2 attacks in with him. Because he's got such a big butt at 6 normally, but 7 now. Let's see. Yeah, I think I do this to pump the hand, so he's now a 5/8. And now that becomes a difficult threat for them to answer with 5 health, and they've already used their infestation. That's a very good card. That gives you... it's a 3-for-1 for 2 mana. That seems pretty good. So yeah, this appears to be minionless Demon Hunter, which I actually haven't played against too many times. That's fair. Okay. I think the only thing I might want in this deck that there isn't too much of is a little bit of life gain. Because I do spend a decent amount of health usually attacking minions or taking some early damage from aggressive decks. That's fair. I am totally happy with all of that going towards him, and that's exactly what I mean. People are like, oh crap, I gotta answer that. Let's see. Let's do that. This guy becomes a 5/6. Hello. You know, I think I'm gonna play the... No, let's do this. And then I'm gonna Rock Skipper, kill him. Wish I could target that guy. Or maybe I just Creature of Madness, actually. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. Not worth wasting a consecration here. Yeah, Rock Skipper's the better play. I get rid of his guy, and now I've got a 6/8. There's a part of me that wants to try this deck using all of the miniaturized cards that are available. I don't know if it's good at all. I have a feeling it's not good. But my gut is telling me, like, it's one of those intrusive thoughts. It's like, you know you want to try it. You do. So we'll see. I did not realize that's how it works. So if you get 2 of them at the same time, then you just summon both. That's pretty crazy. Well, looky. I think a Quality Consecration is fair here, and then I've still got a Creature of Madness or Rock Skipper to follow up with, and they're going to take 6 to the Dome, plus the 2 from Consecration. Hard to argue with that. I think Creature of Madness is probably the right call. Let's try to get some more fuel. That seems okay. 3 mana, 5/4 with lifesteal that'll shuffle back is pretty good too. I don't have many spells is the problem with this card, so I think I'm going to go with this guy. That seems good. All right. If it dies, discover a demon. Okay. So at this point, I would really like to start drawing some bigger guys. At the very least, like Talon or... I don't want Nomelia just yet. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay. If this attacks this, that would be amazing. Perfect. Excellent. They gain 5, but who cares? Speak of the devil. Rock Skipper Talon seems okay. That'll draw me the 10 mana guy, which I can play in 2 turns.
This is not what we stood for.
Down to 2 cards, which isn't ideal, but got some okay momentum, and plus this guy will draw me a card. Seems good. Man, they've got a golden one too. They are ballin'. Are you kidding me? They just got that for 0 mana. Oh boy. That's pretty good. Cool. I don't want to waste no melee on this guy. That seems pretty bad. Before 6, I'd still have to attack with another guy. That seems rough. Seems like I might be running out of steam here. I think Floppy Hydra, Hero Power, and just Bash Face is probably fine. Problem is I'm probably going to take 12 next turn off of that guy. That's all to all enemies, so... I would not like to take 12, but I think playing this will likely cause them to attack it.
Stop searching.
That seems pretty good. I think they just killed me. Alright, that's the way it goes. Well done indeed. And again, just a reminder, this is a fun deck, so I do not expect this to be tier 1. I've got decks that I play on the ladder when I'm trying to really increase my rating. But right now, I'm experimenting with this a little bit just to see if it's had any, if there's much change in the metagame, or how to see how the bans and not bans, how the changes to cards have changed the metagame. So that Demon Hunter deck, I think for the most part was untouched by those nerfs. Interesting. Okay. So far, I'm not loving Factory Assembly Bot. He costs a lot, and he's got an effect when he comes right in, or the turn that he comes into play, but I'm not stoked to draw him. I've had him played against me, and it was brutal. But I think a lot of those times it's because he was. I think it's because he was kind of cheated out with another card or made to cost less. Now this is a pretty good hand for me. The Volley Maul will help power up the Ziliax more, or something else, but Ziliax is fantastic. I love this version because it's just... it can be a serious problem for people. Let's do this so that hopefully I have some protection for the Ziliax when it comes down next turn. Yeah, I really try to balance my play with good decks and fun decks like this. I feel like if you're all business with Hearthstone, sometimes you lose touch with why you play games. Like for me personally, I play games to have fun, but also kind of feed that strategy part of my brain um, that loves to be played with. So I'm tempted to hit that with the. They get that next turn, but I don't think it's going to matter too much. We'll see. But I really do like to balance my play with that because I find, for me at least, if I play too much just like all business decks and I'm literally just trying to climb up the ladder, then most people have a ceiling, either on their skill level or the cards they can get, or stuff like that. So for me, this really helps me remind myself why I'm playing games, and it also feeds the creative aspect, which I think a lot of people lose with the amount of net decking that happens. Like pretty much every time a new set comes out, first thing people do is they go to Hearthpwn or HS Replay or one of those websites, and they're just like, tell me the best decks, and then you just play the best decks. So for me, the creative aspect is a ton of fun. Ooh, look at that! That's pretty fantastic. Yeah, we're just gonna do that and swing for a bunch. Excellent. I love when Ziliac survives. Custom zombies are pretty good. That's fair, okay. Well, he's coming back later. So now... yeah, let's just keep the assault going. I thought about volley maul, but I guess I could have volley mauled in hero power. It's not bad per se. I find Anachronos is really good when he's got like 10 or more power, because then he becomes a threat that's not only clearing the board for himself, but also can just one-shot people sometimes. Alright, the 3/7's a little annoying. It's a Stegodon plus Scarab keychain? Wow. Now that secret could be a lot of things. I have a feeling it's the one that returns a guy to my hand when it attacks. So let me start with this, I think. That's going to be 3, 5, 7. Let's see. Okay. I could do this and this guy. I do want to see how good this card is. I think it's got a lot of potential, and this isn't going to give me too much buff in my hand, so yeah, let's do this. I'm thinking about Consecration also, actually. Okay. And what is that guy again? After you discover a card, get a copy. No thank you, please. I don't think so. So now my hand is becoming much more powerful, and the sunscreens are going to be a nice little added bonus. I'm really liking the sunscreen so far. I think this has a lot of potential. Again, not sure if it's a 2 of, might have to end up being a 1 of. That's fair. This card is pretty good. Becomes a 4 mana 7/5 rush with Kindred. Nuts.
For justice.
Boom. So game's going well so far. I think the The volley maul is doing some work. That's fair. 3. Okay, you're playing Sandmaw? Really? Ah, that's pretty good. Tiger's plushies. Decent draw here, too. See, the thing is, they have one card in hand. I could just hit him in the face in Anachronos and then see if they've got an answer, which seems pretty unlikely.
Let me think.
Actually, I like that a lot, actually. Let's do that and that. Bonk. So, if anything, it forces them to launch their starship, which I think still wouldn't make much difference. Yeah, it's just going to be a 2-2 with Divine Shield. I'm totally fine with that, Dirty Rat. It's a cool version of Dirty Rat.
For justice. No smudges.
And yeah, they're dead. Nope, they're not dead. That's annoying. 3, 4... That's very annoying. Come on. Okay, so 3, 4, 5. I still can't kill it without attacking with Anachronos. Fine, I'll do it. Not what I wanted to do there.
Reporting for duty.
This game seems over. Unless they top deck something real good, it's very likely it's going to be mine. Because even if they get their guys back, there's nothing with Taunt or Rush. Yeah, it's over.
Well played.
You got more? Oh, okay. All right, not entirely over. Okay. That's fair. So... yeah, that's annoying.
I wonder. For justice.
Let's see where this gets me. Probably should have hit the lifesteal guy with the Tiger's plushie so they didn't gain life, but not the end of the world. End of the... Oy, that's pretty good. So all my guys are going to be 1/1s now. Shoot, this game was in the bag and now it's not. That quest was very, very good timing for them. So I have 5 here. I don't know that I'm going to be able to deal with that. 6, 7. Can't do all of those at the same time, unfortunately. How do I play this? They've still only got 1 card in hand, so it's not completely lost, I think. It might be 7 there, 15. I'll gain 4. Yeah, I think this is pretty much the only option I've got. 2. And then there's still 15 there. I'm at 17. Yeah. Dang, that game flipped around real fast. So if they can find 2 more... Oh, they've got their hero power. What am I talking about? That's 17. Alright, so very good timing for that quest. Otherwise, the game was pretty much in the bag, so... I see some potential in some of these card choices. I did cut the Raptor, the 1-mana guy that gives bonus effects to minions that you play. I was playing that in the last version of Grimestreet, and it's probably going to go back in here. It's not always a great 1-drop, depending on what you're playing against, but giving the guys that are already buffed an additional bonus can be pretty powerful, especially if you're dealing with stuff with like Death Rattles that get reborn, or, you know, rush guys that get Divine Shield. There's a lot of different ways that it can work out well. I'm not loving the factory assembly bot. So far, I think it's not going to make the cut. But I'm going to play a couple of games just to see. That seems fair. So very likely I'm going to add one of those Raptors in place of the factory assembly bot. Yeah, I think having an aggressive start is pretty important, but I'm also a little bit lighter on card draw and discovery effects in this version than the last version. So I'm interested to see if that will make much change to the gameplay by doing that. That seems pretty good. Yeah, let's do that, because that'll draw Nomelia, Tigress plushie.
Repent.
I already play one. I don't remember if I put 1 or 2 Plucky Paintfin in here, but there's at least 1 in here, so I love the card. Having charge is just an added benefit because of the poisonous. And I'm not playing any music right now, but normally on Twitch I like to play hip-hop. I curate a Spotify playlist on the top right of the screen. Been doing that for about a decade, so not doing it because YouTube will take it down because of copyright, blah, blah. But on Twitch I stream almost every day, and a lot of times I'll have at least an hour of music in Hearthstone without all of my random babbles. Let's see what to do here. Volley, hit this guy, attack for 1, seems okay, but not ideal. I think I'll hold the coin, so next turn I can do Talon, probably.
I wonder. For justice.
I could trade there, but I have a feeling they're going to do it anyway. I mean, maybe they'll hit with the Slicer, but... Yeah, Dark Rider's pretty good. I've been wanting to make a Dragon Warrior for a hot minute. Yeah, you know what? They can create some pretty good momentum with Dragon Warrior, so just in case they get really aggressive, it would be good to...
Find me in the dream.
Yeah, there we go, okay. I think we have a Plucky Paintfin target. Or... I've been wanting to see how good this guy is, so let's find out. Kabonk.
For justice.
Normally I think I would hold up the weapon, but because I'm also playing the Painter's Virtue, I'm going to use weapons very liberally and just throw them at pretty much everything that's available. That's a really cool Curator. That's pretty awesome. I like Curator, and I've actually tried it in this. I'm not sure that it's super great, but I do play Murlocs between these two guys. I've got Beast with the Tigress plushie. what is it? Murloc Beast and Dragon. I don't... Oh, and I have an Acronos, which is a dragon. So Curator is a possibility still. He's something I have kind of on the back burner. And look what I drew. I kind of want to do this and just draw another card off of that.
Not a mistake.
Yeah, let's do this and draw a card. That'll pump everybody in my hand. And I don't have a board presence now, which isn't ideal, but everything I play now is going to be a little bit buffed, which is good. Quality Consecration is nice to have in hand.
Looks like we've got a fight for the ages.
Ah, alright, well played. That's a good one to have, though. I have a feeling they're going to rewind that. Yup. They don't want me drawing cards off of that. Alright, what do you got for me this time?
Got a fight for the ages.
Okay, that's better. What? That's incredible. Yeah, Frostmourne is amazing. What did they get again? Reduce the cost of your Librams? Yeah. Alright, so they're just going to be bashing for 4. That's fine. Okay, then. So, I think I'm going to take probably that guy, because I'll get other dragons. I don't mind Tigress plushie, but I don't know that it's the best play I can make here. Let's see. Thinking. Yeah, you know what? Let's do this and this. So we'll clear the board. I've got pretty much a full hand. Not sure I want to telegraph Rock Skipper.
I must move quickly.
Yeah, I think it's fine. They know I have a rock, but I think it's the least of their worries at this point. Dragon Warrior's pretty good. Another equality, wow. I could equality and rocket. Let's just do the charge plucky paint fin at that. Perfect. I've got a lot of answers to big boards, so I'm not super worried about this game right now.
The light dims, but we fight.
I don't think I want to attack with this to their face. I think it's going to have the max value if I'm killing guys with it. Only problem is I have to be careful about how much damage I take from that. If they play some... You know what? Actually, if they play something next turn, I can hit it. So if I attack their face here, if I hit a minion next turn, then I get 2 guys off of it. Which doesn't seem bad. It's not full value, but I think it's decent value. Because now that I've kind of got the advantage in the game on the board, I can at least continue that a little bit. Really? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, doing that to this and then attacking just to kill it does not seem good. That seems way better. Unfortunate. Okay. But, let's do this. I'm going to take 5, but I think I'm okay with it.
For justice.
Thank you! That's pretty awesome. I like that. And let's follow up with, I think, Hourglass Attendant. Yeah, that'll pump this guy so I can gain a little bit of life back over the next couple turns, hopefully.
Reporting for duty. Like clockwork.
Man, I would love to be able to play this guy. Having that in a deck like this would be phenomenal. Imagine just pumping it a few times. You're just destroying the entire board every turn. Dark Rider is very good. I am very surprised how good that card is. Discovering a dragon with a Dark Gift is pretty great. Divine Shield, Lifesteal, +4 health, Taunt. Good lord. And it swaps stats with this guy? Goodness. So now I think Equality Consecration makes sense. But let me see if I can get through this without doing it. Not sure if Nomelia is really worth using here.
Let me think.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want a Quality Consecration just yet. But it does feel like this guy's going to be pretty difficult to answer otherwise. Definitely going up to 2 copies of Nostalgic Gnome for sure. Yeah, let's do this. Let's trade Divine Shields and then that. Let's do this, this, and kabam. So now the hand is pretty pumped. Yeah, having 1 mana 4/4s and 5/5s is always fun. So I'm probably going to cut the Factory Assembly bot for another Nostalgic Gnome. That card has been surprisingly good so far. Could be that just this game was good, but I'm going to see over the next couple of games how it goes. So that will kill their whole team. And then I can rock the Reborn copy, leaving me 3 mana to do other stuff, yeah. Ooh, but full stats, of course. Why would they make this easy on us? So let's do this. Alright, so the toolbox is toolboxing right now. I haven't drawn Toy Captain yet, which is pretty phenomenal, especially against a deck like Dragon Warrior. Ay, ay, ay. They gave me another Frostmourne. They're definitely rewinding this. That's so good. There is justice in this world. Alright, much more fair. That makes sense. Not sure I have any mechs that's going to be relevant with. And they got the sun, yeah, the volley maul, which gives them sunscreen. That seems good. Okay. I did not realize how good that that was together. That's pretty awesome. Overlord hit their guy. Probably gonna Nightmare Lord first. I could also Talon Overlord. That seems alright. Because this is gonna pump Talon even more. This, this, and this. I really like the card draw of Nostalgic Gnome. That's been, I think, a big factor in this game. I drew 2 cards off the first one and 1 card off the second one. So the first normal copy essentially netted me 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. 4 for 1s are fantastic. Yeah, I would have much rather had an Acronos there. Seems good. What's the death rattle on this? Summon a blood fighter from your hand. +5/+5. Attacks a random enemy. Goodness. I guess let's find out if they have a blood fighter in their hand. Can I kill them though? No, I can just kill them. Gotta do this first. And this. And this. So now it doesn't matter if there's a blood fighter. Alright, 1 and 2. Finally 1-1. They did have a blood fighter. Ooh, that's pretty good. Sorry, buddy. So yeah, Nostalgic Gnome is almost definitely going to get swapped in, but I'm going to play 2 more games and see how that works out. Factory Assembly Bot is cute, but it's very fairly costed at 10 mana. I think even if it costs 9 or even 8, I think it'd be phenomenal. But obviously that would be pretty busted. It wouldn't be able to have something like Miniaturize also. And if it costs 9, the Miniaturize you could play the same turn, and that would just be... that would be crazy.
Versus Liadrin.
My blade burns with holy fire.
I will fight with honor.
Alright, let's... so playing against a Paladin, I normally just assume that I'm playing against Murloc, so I'm going to keep Consecration. They could be Aura Paladin, but that's much less common. Nostalgic Gnome, love to see it. Yeah, this seems like a great hand, assuming they're playing Murlocs.
Well met.
Yep, they're... well... that's a Murloc, but I don't think they're playing Murlocs. That seems decent. This could be good. Especially since I have Consecration. I assume if they're playing Mermy and not Quest, that they're playing just an aggressive build. Oh, you know what? They could be playing that hyper aggro deck that plays like Busybot and Flash Sale. Okay, so if that's the case, which I think is pretty likely, I'm going to take this guy because then when I Consecration, I'll get 2 extra spells because I don't think they'll be able to kill both of these guys. Yeah, coin into 2 or 3 more 1-drops. Aha, muster for battle, good. Now, Busybot on their next turn would be really bad for me, but I think this is okay. Like, because if they had Crusader Aura, for example, they wouldn't have coin into muster for battle there, I don't think. They probably would have played some dudes and then probably Crusader Aura'd after. I think this is fine. Plus it gives me an extra 2/2. Yeah, let's see.
Is ever growing.
Worst case, they play a Busybot, and I can start trading with minions. I still got Consecration, but I think Busybot gives +1/+2? I don't remember. Ooh, they're reading the card. Is it worth killing or not? They can only kill one of them.
The light dims.
Sure. Alright, so it looks like no busy. There it is. +1/+1. So good. Consecration is still in effect. You're going to kill my minions? Awesome. That's totally fine by me. In my experience with this deck, I did a video with this deck a while back, and in my experience, it's just always correct to hit face because it's very easy for this deck to lose steam. Like, they're already down to 3 cards, and they don't have really any card draw in the deck. So Consecration is pretty brutal against them. I'm not sure if I Consecration, though. I think Rock Skipper, throw a rock is okay. Definitely not ideal, because if they follow up with like Crusader Aura, that would be my main concern. Yeah, I kind of feel like I have to Consecration. It's not the best here because this guy still lives, but at the very least it holds them back from Crusader Aura or Flash Sale. That's pretty good. Ursine Maul is going to draw them, I think, either Flash Sale or Crusader Aura. That's good. Very good draw. Yeah, hard not to play that. That's just very helpful. It's going to make it harder for them to kill me. And yeah, just hold the other one for when it is useful. Yeah, if you clear the board consistently against a deck like this, they really don't have a lot of chance to win. Especially because they run out of cards so quickly. That was my only complaint about the deck. It's very powerful. I think the video I did, I went 6-1 with the deck. And it's the kind of deck where you either win or you lose, which is very obvious, but like it's like you have it or you don't. And when you don't, it's just kind of miserable because there's not a lot you can do. So I can go this into the mini into this.
I wonder.
Which doesn't seem bad actually. I can also, like, Rock Skipper this. That would kill this guy and a 1-drop. That'd be 4 mana. I have 2 left. I could Creature of Madness after that, but then I don't want them to have too many guys out there. So let's do this. We're going to play the mini and this one. So that guy's gone. This guy's gone. And that guy's gone. So yeah, the more you can clear the board, the better. They've done a pretty good job of not overextending, which is evidenced by obviously having 5 cards in their hand on turn 6. But that does tell me they probably have at least 1 Crusader Aura, if not also a Flash Sale or something. Especially after the weapon that drew them their highest cost card. I would assume they have at least 2 of the pump spells. But that's great for me because then they're much less likely to have a bunch of dudes to throw out in their hand now. Another Consecration would pretty much seal the deal for me here, I think. Because I just need them to kind of try and swarm the board one more time and clear it in order for them to run out of enough gas where they don't have a chance anymore. And being at 28 this late in the game is really bad for them. There's Flash Sale. Good. So now they're forced to use something like Flash Sale while they have only 2 minions. I love it. Like, that's a decent play with the Cannoneer, but... Ooh! That's good. It's not going to kill all of their guys. They'll have 1 left, but I like that. Yeah, sometime soon they're going to run out of gas. I mean, they can only swarm the board so many times. Firefly's good here, okay. And another Flash Sale. As I said, seemed like they had 2 spells. Oh, I was hoping that was a Consecration. Okay, so now it becomes a little bit more of an uphill battle. Unfortunately, Rock Skipper doesn't kill anybody anymore, though. I guess I could equality double Rock Skipper to kill 2 guys. Doesn't seem great, but I think it's the best option here. Because the likelihood of them having a Crusader Aura in hand is so high right now.
Shoots ya. It's gonna hurt.
Pretty good. There's the aura. I don't mind this too much because I still have equality and the 2 guys to attack with afterwards. Cool. So if they're using hero power, very good sign for me. kind of want to see what I get off a Creature of Madness. It'd be 5, 6, 7. That'd be a 3-drop. Yeah, let's do this first. Equality is going to make it a 1/1, but I don't really care that much. Neither of these matter too much to me. Or none of these matter too much to me. That'll at least draw me another card in the deck. So now I can go this, 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 kill that guy, and kill the Cannoneer. That's probably better, though. I could have put the sunscreen on the Creature of Madness so it doesn't die off of a Coconut Cannoneer attack, but I don't think that matters too much. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so they're out of cards finally. Very good sign. I'm at a pretty low life total, but I have a taunt minion in hand, which should be difficult for them to answer at this point. Alright, down to 2. Let's see. So this guy will be helpful, but I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. Plucky Paintfin will draw me a Tigress plushie, I believe. Because I already used Nomelia and 1 Tigress plushie. What other rush minions are there? I haven't used Overlord yet, so I could draw Overlord, which wouldn't be good. But I can still play Talon afterwards. Let's see. Tigress plushie, let's go. Go, go, Tigress. Not Tigress plushie, okay. So Talon plus sunscreen. Attack the Annoya bot. I think they still kill me. That's unfortunate. Man. Yeah, this guy did a really good job of not overextending. Yeah, it seems like no matter what I would be doing, I am basically dead. So they go 1/1 at the guy, yep. And we did. Very well played. Alright, so 1 and 3 now. Yeah, that was very impressive. There were quite a few points where it seemed as though they were running out of speed, but that is the skill of that deck that can come through when you know how much to hold back. Alright, one more game, and then I will definitely be making some changes. Definitely adding a Nostalgic Gnome, so that goes up to 2 copies. Yeah, the miniaturized mechanic is very powerful with this type of deck in my experience. It's also possible that I got a little greedy with the Nomelia. Alright, so playing against a Druid. Seems likely they're on that spell damage version of that combo deck. Alright. Only bad thing about Volleyball that I've had so far is that it takes up the space of minions, so I have a little bit less minions for Grimestreet and Hourglass Attendant. This could be okay, but it likely won't be relevant. This, actually, summoning another 2/2 copy is pretty good. Creature of Madness is incredibly powerful. Ooh, into it. Yeah. Normally in this situation I would just Grimestreet so that these guys have better power, but yeah, getting an extra copy of the dragon there is great. Yeah, I think this deck wants to be a little bit more aggressive. I might even cut some of the top end. Like, Anachronos is good when he's good, but sometimes he just delays the inevitable. I think there's enough removal in this format. This is a very removal-heavy format, which I think is indicative of the Murloc presence. I think Murlocs and other aggressive decks are so prevalent that I would assume in R&D, Blizzard probably did that on purpose and therefore put a lot of removal into the standard format as they were creating the sets. That seems pretty good. Kind of want a quality bash. I think it's good to keep the forward momentum. They're going to gain 10 armor when they die, but I'll put this guy to use. Let's do that. Get an additional sunscreen. Let's use this. And let's do that there. Another card I've thought about is the Whelp of the Bronze is good, but Whelp of the Infinite I think is pretty phenomenal. Kind of hard to not Nightmare Lord here. Let's see what I get. That seems pretty good. So I can do this.
The light dims, but we fight.
I would assume they've got a swipe handy. Show me swipe. Oh, okay. Yeah, freeze my guys. That is pretty decent. Now, the thing here is I need to be careful not to overextend, because I could see them doing something like Bob, freezing my guys, and then I go, fine, and play more guys, and then they throw something like a swipe or a board wipe. So, I think what that means is I need to go weapon and hero power, probably.
For justice.
Reporting for duty.
The sunscreens are turning into a pretty decent little buff. I like Volley Maul a lot more than I thought I would. Ugh. I hate Greybow. I had a game a while back where a guy played a Greybow and somehow copied it and then was just making just essentially infinite Greybows. This card's really nuts. Whew, so I gotta kill this guy before I kill that so that he doesn't continue to recur. But I don't know that that's possible, unfortunately.
Let me think.
Let me see what Creature of Madness gets first. That could be pretty good. Perfect. That seems pretty great. Let's do this and this. Bash there, and then the rest out of his face.
For justice.
to swipe now, buddy. Show me swipe. Yeah, something like attack here and then swipe would be really good for them. Likely I'll have to deal with another Greybow, but that comes with the territory. Possible I should have played Plucky Paintfin, anticipating that, but I'm not super worried about it. Ooh, Oaken Summons. I love that card. Very, very good card. Yeah, Oaken Summons was one way that I used to get Archmage Vazgoth back in the day. If you don't know Archmage Vazgoth, very worth looking up. That card's phenomenal. If I had a Consecration, then Equality would be amazing, because then their Greybow would not trigger. This guy is annoying, but fine.
Magnificent.
How do I go about this?
Ishnu Allah.
Let's do that. Let's get that out the way. And we've got this. So no more Greybows. And 6 mana left. I think I should anticipate something big coming.
Must move quickly. Reporting for duty.
I'm gonna hold that sunscreen.
My people will regret.
That's annoying. So they get 2 Greybows off of that? No, 1 Greybow? And they give the Greybow... No, they give the Greybow's Death Rattle to something, I think just once. Yeah. Pretty good. Kind of want to just Anachronos, but I don't know if that's right.
Let me think.
Hands up my dice!
Must move quickly. To battle. Magnificent.
Keeping the timelines clean, like clockwork.
Yeah, Greybow's a very good card. They probably play, what's that card? Meadow Strider or something like that? When it dies, you put a 1-cost copy of it on the bottom of your deck.
You're barking up the wrong tree.
I'm thinking about Anachronos here. It's not great, but I think it
Let me think.
kind of puts a clock on them and puts all of their shenanigans at bay for 2 turns. I don't think anything else is going to have as much impact right now. They're at 15, so that would be 10, 11, 12 on board with that. Yeah. 14 on board, so pseudo-lethal, 1 away. Ah! Of course Celiax is here. That's pretty annoying. Okie dokie. That's helpful. Thank goodness. So that'll make that a 3/7. Make the other one a 1/1 and kill it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. Let's do that. Let's do that there. Hit that one. Consecration. Smack him for 1. Yeah, unfortunately they're back above 30, or at 30 now. I've been seeing Aura Paladin decks that are kind of similar to this build, just obviously without the Grimestreet and some of the other cute cards. I'm thinking Toolbox Paladin has a decent chance in the metagame because there's a lot of very valuable cards, like Toy Captain's phenomenal. Tigress Plushie is very good, a lot of value there. And then there's some other decent cards, like the Volleyball probably makes the cut. The Nostalgic Gnome might make the cut. You know, stuff like Creature of Madness, Nightmare Lord, just, you know, just solid, good value cards that give you card advantage. So now we get our guys back. And now it seems like a much less winnable position. This is gonna... Jeez. So I guess let's get those out of the way first, but... Not sure that I can do much else here.
To battle. Get back. Get ready.
3, 6, that'll be 9. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I think this game is over. Pretty sure they've just got me dead. So I've got this and this. Yeah, this is essentially over. Alright, that's fine. So finishing 1 and 4. So I think in this next version I'm definitely going to get the Nostalgic Gnome in and probably play with a couple other slots. But I'll continue to make this series on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, check out the Twitch. And if you're watching on Twitch, check out the YouTube. Lots of standard videos. This is like part 3 or 4, I can't remember which, of this series. And like and follow and subscribe and all that stuff that I hate asking for, but does make a big difference for the channel. So big thank you to you guys that are already following. And peep the Twitch for the Hearthstone and hip hop stream. Peace and love.